Hey, welcome to our Wednesday afternoon live broadcast. Thank you to everyone who's joining on live with us. Today, we are going to be talking about different fasting levels. And are you fasting appropriately depending on the level that you are at on your journey? So, are you beginner, are you intermediate, or are you advanced in this stage of fasting that you should be in? My name is Dy Ann, and for the past 25 years, I have been helping women find nutrition plans and fitness programs to help them look and feel their best and live their most authentic life. And we are really learning how to do that here in this community through the practice of intermittent fasting. What I find with most women who are reaching out to me is they are really unsure of where they should start with their fasting, what is called protocols in the industry. So there are different protocols depending on what it is that you want to have as your outcome or the result of what you're practicing with your fasting. So we're going to talk a little bit about that today and try to help you figure out where you are in your stage with what it is that you're trying to do with fasting, and are you doing it appropriately, and should you even be paying attention to some of these protocols. Please take a second when you jump on to leave me a comment in the comment section so that I know that you are here. And at the end of this conversation, I will jump in and welcome everyone here and answer any questions or comments that you might have. So beginner, intermediate, and advanced is really like the way that I like to break down how you should approach your intermittent fasting protocol, or the window in which you are going to decide how long you will fast. And what I really like to teach in this community and what I do in the courses online that I teach is that you really have two questions that you need to be asking yourself every day. And one of those is, how long will you fast? And the second one is, how well will you feast? And that really should be how you determine what protocol you're going to follow. And I mentioned that there are industry standards for intermittent fasting protocol. There's the 16-8, there's the 18-6, there's the 24, there's the 1 meal a day. And all of those protocols have been developed to help you get a very specific result with your fasting. Here in this community, and what I like to teach in the intermittent fasting for today's aging woman course that I have online, is a 20-hour fast and a 4-hour feast is really where all beginner intermittent fasting participants should start when your end result is healing. And what we have found in this community, especially with a lot of women going through hormonal changes, and when I say hormonal changes, I don't just mean the latter part of life hormonal changes. So obviously perimenopause, menopause, postmenopausal, all of these type of women in this season of life really can benefit from this beginner level fasting. And I know 20 hours of fasting doesn't seem like it should necessarily be beginner, but I'm going to explain to you why I say that that's beginner in just a second. So if you're going through hormonal changes, whether it be the menopausal phase of hormonal changes or the childbearing years of hormonal changes or infertility type of situations, which a lot of women are battling today, that should really be attacked or approached with what I call the beginner level, which is the 20-hour fast and the 4-hour feast. And the reason we like to start beginners there is because that does allow your body the opportunity to be in a fasted state for a longer period of time within your 24-hour window, allowing your body's own systems to process through what is causing all the imbalances in your system. So it allows your body 20 hours of healing. And I teach how to do that in a very clean state to get the maximum benefits. Well, what about when you feel healed? Let's say you've gone through my course and you're at that point where you're feeling like you're at that healing stage. You maybe have gone to your doctor, you've noticed that a lot of the signs and signals that your body was sending to you before are starting to go away, or they're non-existent, which is very common with the graduates of our course. Or you're feeling just healthier in general, emotionally, mentally, and physically when you're in and about your day. So the feasting aspect and the fasting aspect of it, you're very healed in. But now you want to have a little bit more flexibility. So that's what I call the intermediate level of fasting. So that's when you are no longer feeling like you're a little food phobic, or maybe you have a very clear and concise guideline for yourself as far as what you're allowing in your feasting window, so you're not feeling like you're making food choice mistakes as frequently as you were before. That could knock you back into that hormonal imbalance state. So you're just chugging along your 24-hour period, feeling really good about what you're doing, confident in the choices that you're making. You've probably put some fitness back in your routine, so maybe you're not needing to fast as long as you were in the beginning stage, because you have a little bit more flexibility with what you're doing within your day. So you're healed. What I call the advanced level of fasting is when we go back to the experimentation phase and we have the confidence and the security with what it is we're doing in our feasting window, that we can now expand our fasting window to that deeper level of cellular healing and really take advantage of what deep autophagy can do for us. And you do need to be at that advanced level. So that deep level of not just healed physically, but that you're confident with the choices that you're making and you're feeling energized about the opportunity to take your feasting and fasting experience to the next level. And that's going to be something that we do beyond the 24-hour period. So the beginner level fasting for the maximum benefit is that 20-hour clean fasted window. That's beginner because you're coming into this situation with the desire to heal your body. So you're hormonally imbalanced. Maybe you're suffering from some of those hormonal changes that are going on with hot flashes and night sweats. And maybe you're suffering from some of those cognitive decline type of signs and signals that we feel when our brain is just full of fog and you're losing some of your memory and you're just feeling unsure mentally about how you're going about your day. That really is that beginner level, meaning you're just entering into intermittent fasting and you need to use it for that day-to-day healing type of thing. The intermittent fasting is when you're confident about the choices that you're making within your fasting and your feasting window. So your 24-hour windows are running pretty smooth for you. You're not panicking about feasting choices. You have healed your body, so you're not getting those signs and signals and warnings like you were at the beginner stage. And maybe you've added in some fitness, so you're adding in maybe even a little bit of dirty fasting, and it's not altering any of the benefits that you received at the beginner stage. That's where we're intermittent. And then the advanced, again, is going to be taking your fasting experience, the confidence that you have, and what it is that you learned through intermittent fasting and taking it to that deep cellular healing stage. And that truly is advanced, because you have to have the confidence and you have to have the experience to be able to withstand what deep cellular healing is for you, and making sure that you are emotionally and mentally feeling really healed with what it is you're doing with your fasting to take you to that next level, and that you're doing it for the right reasons. So that advanced level is what we'll be starting to feature in 2019 here in this community. For some of you who have gone through the intermittent fasting for today's Aging Woman course, you're feeling like you're pretty healed. You're at that intermediate level of intermittent fasting, and you want to take it to that next step and see what you could do for some more of that deep cellular healing. So I have to ask you, what level do you think you are at with your fasting, and do you feel like you are at the appropriate level for the stage of life that you're in? So are you beginner, meaning you're still at that 20-hour clean fast and that 4-hour feast? And by beginner, don't take that as any sort of derogatory type of stage to be in. It is just that place where you're consistently working on establishing a healed body, meaning you're emotionally, mentally, and physically healed by the practice that you are participating in with intermittent fasting. Intermediate means you're playing around with things. Maybe you're altering the protocols throughout your week. Every day might be a different fasting window. Maybe you're dirtying things up. Maybe you're adding some things in your feasting window to enhance what you're doing with fitness. And then the advanced level would be that deep cellular healing that does take some maturity with your fasting and that deep state of healing emotionally and mentally, that you can withstand something that's going to be outside that 24-hour window. So let me see if we have any questions or comments. I would love to know where you feel you fall in this. And if you have any interest in going advanced with your fasting, do you feel like you're at a healed state where you could benefit from going beyond the intermediate type or the beginner type of fasting and going beyond what we call the intermittent fasting? Could you really benefit from going to something that's a little bit more advanced? Danny, hello. Good to have you here with us. I'm glad you're loving your new lifestyle. Nikki, or Nicole rather, from October class, first time seeing you live. We've been getting a lot of that. I love like holiday weeks and stuff. We get a lot of you guys who can join us live for the first time. So I love having you guys here. Thanks for jumping on. Jeanette, I'm new to your, Janae, I'm new to your community in December course. It's great. Pronounced Janae. Oh, I read that after the what do you call them? Parentheses, right? Thanks for putting that in there. It's my name's Dyann, and I get a lot of mispronunciation, so I appreciate you letting me know how to pronounce that correctly for you. Linda attended May 2017 class. When is the next class I can use a notch up? Linda, our advanced class is going to be starting the end of January. So keep an eye on your email, and we'll make sure that we email you and let you know when you guys can pre-register. And we're letting graduates register first. So you'll be on the list to register first for sure. Rosalind, still a beginner, doing 20 hours, no problem. Awesome. And don't say still a beginner. A beginner is a really good place to be. I was a beginner for probably a good year and a half or so, and I loved every minute of it. And I didn't consider myself more intermediate until I really started adding in some fitness and wanted to play with my windows and see kind of what was happening for me. And then Michael and I still fast 20 hours clean and feast 4 hours a couple days a week. So we go back to that beginner a couple of days a week, and then we go intermediate for the rest of for our day. So I always say go back to that beginner stage if you ever want to get back to that beginner feeling and that energized sense of calm. It's a really great place to spend time when you want to get those deep energized sense of calm and really empowered type of feelings about what you're doing throughout your day. So we go back and rely on that beginner level quite often here in our household for sure. Let's see. Nikki, beginner, intermediate. I have just started switching it up on the weekends with feasting, food, and fasting hour. Good for you. So that's probably more intermediate for sure. And let's see who else we've got here. Danny, welcome. You have come to the right place. It's a wealth of information from an amazing teacher. Oh, that's awesome. So Danny was welcoming Janae. So thank you for doing that, Danny. That's what I love about this community. You guys are all so warm and welcoming, and you guys have each other's back. I really appreciate that. Let's see, Linda, attended Maze, already did that one. Rosalind, still a beginner, doing 20 hours, no problem, already read that one. Jenny, I'm willing to go to the next level. Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's super fun. You know, what I love about intermittent fasting and fasting in general and everything we're having to do with nutrition is that once you really feel okay emotionally and mentally about what you're doing with your body and what you're doing with your health and what you're doing with your nutrition, that it's really easy to go into experimentation and implementation mode. Because if something doesn't work out the way you had hoped it would, so what? You just go back to doing what you were doing. We really want to make sure that we're at that place mentally and emotionally. So if something doesn't work out as planned, we don't go off the deep end about it. And that's what I've really appreciated about that beginner level of intermittent fasting is that spending time there and really enjoying what the energized sense of calm brings for us and the comfort of knowing that hungry really is where the magic happens and we don't constantly have to feed our system to quiet stress and quiet boredom and quiet entertainment needs and all of those things. That's when we really can expand beyond that beginner level and beyond the even intermediate level and go into a little bit more advanced level. Because if it doesn't work out, oh well, we gave it a try and we just go back to doing what we know works for us. And that's what I'm really excited about our new 2019 course is that we're going to just play around with some stuff, and if it works, that's fantastic. And if it doesn't work, that's okay too. We have a base to go back to that we know is proven and works for us, and we can rely on that for sure. Let's see, Sharon from SoCal, August 7, 2017 class. I would say I'm just now in the intermediate stage. Healing began incorporating fasted exercise, which I feel is really helping me fine tune things. Yeah, for sure. Fasted exercise is fantastic. It is a really great place to really tap into what your body can do, which is always so surprising for sure, because we think everything has to be done feasted. So congratulations for working that out for sure. Janae, you got a thumb. I think you're giving Danny a thumbs up, so that's awesome. Willow, I'm advanced and have been thinking about trying a longer fast, more than 24 hours. Well, Willow, make sure that you are on our email list so that you'll be notified when we do our 2019 course. The way I'm going to teach the 2019 course is I'm going to give you all the information and all of the benefits and all the drawbacks. I'm going to teach you how to safely go beyond that 24-hour period and why it is we want to do that. Because so many times I think people jump into things past 24 hours as sort of the catch-all to fix bad things that we've done. And just like intermittent fasting, we don't want to rely on fasting to fix a bad weekend or fix bad food choices. We want to make sure we're okay with all of those things first, so that when we do decide to go to something that's going to take us out of our comfort zone, we're doing it for all the mental and emotional reasons that are correct. So that if something doesn't go as planned, we don't lose our mind. And we also want to make sure that we understand the benefits that we're doing it for physically. And a lot of times people go into things past 24 hours as a desperate attempt to drastically lose weight, and just like crash dieting or the cabbage diet or whatever it is that we did in the past, or diet pills and all that stuff, that's a momentary result that can cause damage for many years to come, as a lot of us know who have been suffering from some things as we start to age. So we're going to do everything very planned out, very intelligently, and with the right mindset, so the outcome that we get is exactly what we're expecting when we started out. So I'm really excited about sharing all this information with you guys. Michelle, you are so Danny's thanking Michelle. So Kathleen, I'm on day 3 of a bone broth fast. We'll eat a keto dinner tonight to break it. I feel great. That's awesome. Robin, June and July class, I'm interested in doing something different. I do 20 hours most days, 16 on Sunday. Only issue, I feel tired most days. Not energized, no energized sense of calm, no energy. Any suggestions? Robin, I would say if you're still not feeling the energized sense of calm, I would do 20 hours consistently until you get to that place. That 16 hours might be throwing you off. And if you haven't really gotten to that energized sense of calm yet, I'd say your body's still healing, and it might behoove you to do 20 hours consistently till you get to that point. Kathleen, what is your opinion of whey protein shakes for breakfast, or break fast each day as opposed to plant-based powders? So whey protein is, from nutritional sciences standpoint, and a lot of the nutrition that I study, whey protein is really problematic for most people. We just don't make the connection. And so it's not the most preferred source of protein powder for most people. And there have been studies that show that women have a really hard time breaking down and digesting whey protein. So a plant-based protein would be the best option for you. So you might be suffering from some side effects of whey protein, but you haven't made the connection. And I know for myself, whey protein was one of those things that just wreaked havoc on my body. And once I got rid of it and went to a plant-based protein, I felt so much better. So I would say the best way to tell if a whey protein is bothering you is to cut it out for probably 3 or 4 weeks, and then add it back in and then see how your body responds to it. The other thing about whey protein is you have to make sure, and you can Google this information, you have to make sure that you know where the protein sources are coming from and what level of whey protein that it is, because there's different makeups. And the total calorie to protein gram ratio has to be a certain number for it to be a true whey protein. And there's all these filler type of possibilities and all that kind of stuff with whey protein. So I would say Google it, see if you can get some research on it, cut it out for 3 to 4 weeks, add it back in and see how your body responds to it. And then you'll know whether it's good for you or bad for you. But I suggest in my community that every woman be on a plant-based protein for sure. I'm having trouble with internet, might have to get replay. Okay, cool. Let's see, where can I find info on goal setting course? Robin, I'm going to email you for sure. Robin, you're welcome. Trudy, I am doing a 36-hour fast. Looking forward for the longer fasting course. I just signed up for the goal setting class. Oh, awesome, Trudy. It's super cool. And we're going to be, everyone who's in the goal setting course who signs up anytime in 2018, which would be this month, and 2019 will get the course and support for the entire year. So I would say get in for sure. And then Kathleen, great info. Okay, awesome. Okay, so let me see who's over here on Facebook. And you guys, I'm sorry, I feel like I have to read these comments pretty quickly so we don't end up being here too long, but I will definitely make sure I get all your comments read for sure. Okay, Carissa from Phoenix is here. Carol, happy holidays to you too, girlfriend. Joan, it's Joan from Colorado, current December 2018 course member. Awesome, Joan, you guys are almost done. Hopefully you're enjoying your third week. The third week, we talk about the social and emotional aspects of making nutritional and lifestyle changes. So hopefully you're enjoying that information. Furiel, I think it is. Can't wait to join January course. Yeah, make sure you get yourself signed up. We definitely will fill that course up quickly because it's January. So you want to make sure you get in before it gets filled up. So if you need information on that, just let me know. Kathleen, happy to make the live broadcast. Super happy to have you here. Janice from San Francisco, welcome, girlfriend. Cindy, happy holidays. Thank you, girlfriend. Janice, 2019 goals are to add fitness. Lost 11 pounds doing IF since November 1st. Want to go to the next level. Awesome. That's great. I have some fitness goals as well. So Janice, if you're in our goal setting course, I'm teaching you how to break that all down so that you make sure that the fitness goals that you're setting for yourself are clearly defined, they're measurable, they're realistic, they're attainable, and that you have some nice rewards set in for yourself. So hopefully you have all that broken down. And let me see. Kathleen, I think I missed the 24 beginner schedule. I have been doing 18-5 and 19 fasting and have been so comfortable and really experiencing healing. Then Kathleen, that's your window for sure. The one thing we do teach in the, well, you know, because you're in the course, is that you got to find your groove, right? So for most people, and you know, I hate to deal in averages, but that's the best way to describe something, is that 20-hour clean fast and the 4-hour feast. But that doesn't mean that if you're doing 19 hours and 15 minutes and 4 hours and 45, you're not going to get the same benefit. Everyone's body chemistry is so uniquely designed for them. So if what you're doing is feeling like it's healing your body, then definitely do that for sure. It's not something that's set in stone. It's just that most women, that 20 hours is the prime healing time frame. And that's just because of what happens to our body chemistry at a certain time of being in a clean fasted state. And what happens to our insulin levels and all the other hormonal and chemical reactions that happens is that, you know, from the time that insulin is dropped to its lowest point, how many hours you're clean fasted just means that much more healing opportunity. But for you, it might only be 19. So that's fantastic that you're figuring that out for yourself and you're paying attention to those time frames. Cassia, I am definitely still a beginner. I stick to 20-hour fast most of the days. I'm still not 100% confident about my feasting choices. And during the holiday season, I did break my rules a little and had some feelings of guilt coming on. I just keep telling myself to go back to my fast and I will be okay. Okay, so that's great advice to give to yourself. I would say the other thing you want to do is cut out the guilt, because the guilt puts us in a mindset that we did something wrong, and that releases all kinds of hormones that are just gonna attribute to us taking longer to heal. So just make, what I always say is make grown woman decisions and then own them. So if you have loosened up your rules for feasting because it's the holiday season, then fantastic, own that decision. There's nothing wrong with that. If you know that you're gonna maybe have some days where you feel bad, own that too. Drink lots of water, get clean fast when you can, and then just go about your day. What you don't wanna do is spend time feeling guilty and beating yourself up. Decision that was not mature or grown up or one that you own. And what woman wants to live that way? You want to live your most authentic life. And if that means that you're going to decide that you want to eat Christmas cookies or Aunt Sally's hot fudge, eat it. That's okay. Don't beat yourself up about it. Just go, I'm going to eat this and I'm probably not going to feel good tomorrow, and I know what to do to get myself out of that. And when we start speaking to ourselves in that type of dialogue, it changes our hormonal makeup and release, and it will allow you to heal out of that phase so much faster. But if you live in guilt and you live in doubt and you live in regret, then we sink in that feeling, and you don't want to spend time there. So own it. If you feel bad, you know you're going to feel bad. That's okay. Drink your water, get yourself out of it as fast as you can. And I promise you, the next holiday that comes around, you're going to look at food completely different, and you're going to look at those situations completely different. And you're going to be able to make different decisions for yourself based on the memory you have of how you felt. And the more empowered you go into those decisions, the more that memory of empowerment lasts, and that will eventually win over. So don't worry about it, Cassia. Just go through the holidays and then get yourself out the other side. Diane, hello. Lori from Portland, Oregon. Happy holidays to you too, Diane. Deanna, how do I enjoy the beginner class? Michael, can you send her a link? Okay, so Deanna, there's like 4 comments below you, and it says for todaysagingwoman.com. If you click on that, that's how you get to our beginner class, and we start January 5th. 2019 as a group. So we all start on the same day because we all finish together as a group on the same day. So you'll get yourself registered, and then we'll get you some next steps information, and then you'll be in our class waiting for the first day of class, which will be January the 5th. Deanna, how do I enroll in the beginning class? I think I answered that twice. So make sure you look on that link for sure, Deanna. And then I'll text you or I'll send you a message on your comment there as soon as we get done. Susie, hello. Amy's here. And Cassia, thank you. Oh, you're welcome, girlfriend. Okay, so here's the deal. We are entering the final stages of holiday prep. Take deep breaths. Make sure you're not stressing yourself out. Remember, eating uncontrollably or eating unconsciously does not reduce stress. It adds to it. So don't put yourself in that situation. I always suggest if you can't stay conscious about what's going on in your life right now because you're stressed out, put sticky notes everywhere with positive affirmations on it, and remind yourself that you are better than a bag of cookies or a binge attack on your pantry or whatever it is. That's going to only add to your guilt. That's only going to add to your stress, and that's only going to add to your negative self-talk. We don't have time for that. We have better things to do and bigger things to do. Don't put yourself in that position. It's the holidays. If you've already decided that the holidays are a time that you enjoy, and part of your authentic enjoyment of the holidays is eating Aunt Betty's fudge, eat Aunt Betty's fudge. Don't beat yourself up about it. Drink lots of water, and then get yourself into a nice long clean fast the next day and get that stuff out of your system. Don't sit around in misery and self-pity because you made a conscious decision. Just to enjoy it, and then don't have any regrets about the people that you've spent time with and the things that you've decided to participate in. That will just prolong your agony and probably get you into a point where you won't be able to get yourself out of it. We've already been there. We've done that. We don't need to do that anymore. Cheese it. What's the longest fast you recommend? I can't say that in a flat answer because it all depends on the situation that you're in. I say if you're trying to heal your body and you're not familiar with intermittent fasting or how your body responds in a fasted state, you want to start with 16 and ease yourself up to 20 for sure. What do you think about taking fiber supplements like konjac root while doing intermittent fasting? Does it avoid being clean fasted? So anything that you do, yeah, I mean, fiber we don't digest fiber, so it doesn't really count as like a carb. That's where we get the difference between total carbs and net carbs is the fiber. We don't digest it, so it doesn't really count against us. The best thing that you can do for your gut is clean fast. So anything that you put into your gut in a fasted state takes your body away from having the energy to heal itself. So you put something in your gut has to do work. You've just stopped the energy going to other places. I say if you really want to heal, the best thing you can do is just do nothing and let your body have the opportunity to do what it knows how to do best, and that's heal itself. So don't complicate things, simplify them. Do nothing while you're fasted. When you get to that intermediate level of fasting, that's where I say you can play around a little bit, but you're so familiar with your body and you know what your body needs for healing, and you know how to so fine tune the signs and signals that your body's sending you, you'll understand a reaction and a result. If you're just starting out and you're dabbling in this, do nothing. Don't put anything in your system. No apple cider vinegar, no lemon water, no fiber, no probiotics, nothing. Just let your body have an opportunity to do nothing and expend its energy on the healing processes that you're hoping for, is the best advice I can give anyone who's really looking to heal themselves. And if you have gut problems, trust me, the best thing you can do is nothing. When I was doing my colonoscopy prep and I did a water fast and then did the prep cleanse, it completely healed my gut from years of digestive problems. One opportunity to get that done. And so if you're dabbling with stuff and experimenting with stuff and trying this and putting this in, and I heard someone say you can have 15 hours or 15 calories in a fast and you're still fasted, or I heard you can have apple cider vinegar and still be fasted, like, don't tempt it. Just do nothing and see what your body has the opportunity to do for sure. She said, I've done 48-hour and loved it, and so did my guts. Should I push longer, or how often? I don't know enough about you to give that kind of advice. I don't like to give blanket advice. So I would say take one of my courses would be the best thing. That would be the best way for me to answer you. And, you know, listen to your body. See why it is you're trying to do that and how your body responds to it for sure. Karen, IF is so freeing. Yes, it is for sure. And Margie, how long does it take to see results? Gut, feeling better, etc. It all depends on what you're doing and where your starting point is. When I first started healing with intermittent fasting, it took me about a year. But I had been sick with insulin resistance, I think, pretty much my whole life. I had major gut problems going on. I was pre-diabetic. I had a lot of things going on at one time. And I listened to all the outside advice that was not correct. So it wasn't until I really honed in and got serious and did nothing but allow my body to have the opportunity to heal did I heal. So if you feel like you're lingering and you don't feel like you're getting the results that you want, the best thing I could tell you is be patient and use common sense approach to what it is you're doing in your fasting window. If it's questionable or it seems too good to be true, it probably is. If you feel like you're finding a quick fix or a way to cheat the system, you're cheating the system, and the end result is you're cheating you. So I would say just go basic. Willow, happy holidays. Hope you and your family enjoy Hawaii. Thank you for all your inspiration and advice you shared this year. Oh, Willow, thank you so much for saying that. I totally appreciate it. Yeah, we are super excited about Hawaii for sure. Okay, let me welcome the last few people who jumped on Facebook. Kathleen, food is not fun, it's fuel. Yeah, exactly. It's nutrients for our body is the way we should look at it for sure. Yvonne, girlfriend, good to see you. Haven't seen you for a while. Kathleen, stopped my thyroid supplements and after a few days got an energy boost and feeling even better. Kathleen, girlfriend, you just are beyond amazing at the healing that you have done, and so quickly. So Kathleen has done amazing, and she's done some amazing healing pretty quickly. And Kathleen, I'm super excited for everything that you have going on this holiday season and the energy and the level of presence and you're going to have when you're with your family this holiday season, because you're not going to be preoccupied about how bad you're feeling, but you're going to be super energized by how amazing you're feeling. So I'm super happy for you, and just feel super blessed that I was able to help you on this journey to what it is that you're doing for your lifestyle. It's super exciting to hear all that's going on with you for this holidays, especially. What a great time to feel energized and healed. Okay, so January course is open for enrollment. We start January 5th. If you are interested in jumping in the beginner, and by no means does that mean that you're less than anybody else or you're not doing anything as sophisticated. Beginner is just where you need to start to learn your maturity level with fasting and feasting, and it's the best place to heal. After that, then we teach you how to be intermediate, which is where you can safely experiment with how long you fast, what you're going to do in your feast, and if you're going to add in fitness and how you implement that. Do you do it in a fasted state? Do you do it in a feasted state? And then for my more advanced people, keep an eye out on your email inbox, because we will be sending invites to our advanced fasting course, which will be starting at the end of January. You guys have a super fantastic holiday season, whatever it is that you celebrate around this time of year. We are leaving at the end of this week for Maui. We'll be gone for about, I think, 8 or 9 days with our family. We are having what we're calling the unholiday holiday, and we've decided to really minimize what we are doing around the holiday season this year with our family and really focus on creating memories and living our most authentic life. And we're super excited to be able to have the opportunity to go just shut down for a week in Maui with our family. So If you want to follow what we're doing, we will be sharing our experience, because that's what we do here, on Instagram, and we'll be doing a little bit on YouTube as well. And I think I'm going to upload some stuff to my Facebook stories. So you will be able to see how I fast and how I feast and how we manage our fitness, even as a family when we are on vacation. It's totally doable. You do not have to throw away an entire year's worth of work and healing just because of a vacation. And when you're learning how to live and you're living your life most authentically, you never really have to stop or start what you're doing, because life does happen. And the best way to make sure that you can manage your way through it is if you are setting boundaries for yourself and developing a lifestyle that allows you to look and feel your best and live your life most authentically. Have a great rest of your guys' week. Have a super fantastic holiday. I'm sure you'll be seeing me around somewhere. And then I will catch you guys live next week. We are taking all of next week off for vacation. So it'll be after the 30th, right? So we'll be back after the 30th. Have a great holiday. Stay safe and make good choices for yourself so you can enjoy the holidays looking and feeling your best.